Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I am psyched for today's show because I get to talk about something I absolutely love, something that means so much to me in my heart, in my brain, and even in my feet, and you'll understand why in a second. Hope you guys are all doing amazing, having a fantastic Thursday. Get ready to crush it, and this is just the beginning. I've got some breaking news first, and then we're gonna dive into the E3 glory. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Love you guys a lot. Smash that like button. Let me know your take in the comments down below. 3 quick breaking news stories for you. 1, Ni no Kuni 2, which got leaked before and we talked about, is officially coming to Switch on September 17th. 2, Monster Hunter is having another Capcom Direct next week, May 26th, with new details for Monster Hunter Rise 3.0 update and Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is quickly approaching. 3, Peppa Pig is hitting Switch this fall. 1 year for Halloween, yes, I was Peppa Pig. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk E3, my favorite place to be, and I'm so bummed I haven't got to go for 2 years. Last year there was no show, this year it's digital only. My little feet, they long for the long walks between the convention center halls. Everyone's like, oh, E3, it's so tiring. No, I love it. I have the energy of a brand new baby penguin just wanting to cross the Great Barrier Reef. Is that, I don't think that even freezes, that's Australia. Anyways, I have a lot of excitement and I love the show so much. So here are my top 5 Nintendo moments. Man, I've been to 7 or 8 E3s. I've seen a lot. I've been there for the launch of the Wii U, the launch of the Switch, and a few strange things like girls with DSs tied to their bodies, extending them out to people to play. That was a little uncomfortable, maybe. Number 5 is the best story, but the worst memory. Oh my gosh, did you know that at E3 2018, SwitchForce was robbed? We got absolutely fleeced mere hours before Nintendo's E3 Direct. It's about midnight, okay? Let me set the scene. It's about midnight, right before E3 is gonna open, and Nintendo's press conference is the morning E3 opens. Before you go to the show floor, they're like, da-da, we got Breath of the Wild 2, da-da, we got all this. I'm chilling with Gabe, and we are at a Ubisoft event. People bust into my car, smash out the windows, and steal everything. I emerge from the building, they're gone, and so is my stuff. We're talking clothes, shoes, laptops, games, cameras, equipment, all of it. They busted out the rental car and they ran off with a Santa's sack worth of gamer, YouTuber gear. Over $10,000 poofed. Also, I had to drive back to my hotel in a car with glass everywhere, like shattered glass everywhere. I'm surprised I did not cut my butt. Luckily I didn't, and luckily the community rallied up to help us out. We were literally carrying our gear, our remaining gear, in grocery bags. Shout out to Whole Foods for providing the backpacks of the 2018 E3. Luckily, someone lent me a laptop, someone else lent me an Elgato to capture gameplay, and we still made our Nintendo appointment because we got to be the first Nintendo appointment of the day right after the Direct happened, and I was so worried it was gonna screw up our whole week, but we pulled together, we persevered, and we put positivity at the forefront. Thank goodness we didn't get hurt. Thank goodness they didn't actually mess us up. They just took our stuff, which is replaceable, recoverable, and it worked out. It was a bummer. It was a big to do, but we made it through, and it just reinforced my positive mentality that you gotta just keep your heart and your eyes on the prize and on the good. Gratitude goes a long way, and even though we got absolutely, it was like pirates. They came through the ship and were like, choo, 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 choo. We even taken the bread and the cannonballs and the little rat you had underneath the cabin. It gets better from here, I promise. Number 4, okay, is the launch of the Wii U. Now, everybody was pretty darn psyched for this because Wii was very successful, and the idea that Nintendo was going to incorporate this tablet controller seemed phenomenal. So I get to E3, and the buzz just doesn't feel like it's there. I don't know if people just sensed the eventual failure of the Wii U, or if the games lineup wasn't that grand. I mean, I thought their little setup for Nintendo Land was pretty fun, but maybe it felt too much like a carnival and not enough like a brand new games showcase. And that's where I fell in love with Zombie U, which was honestly the best game to launch with the Wii U, and maybe one of the best games on the entire system. But the story doesn't end there. I still had so much fun getting to check out this brand new system. It was one of my early E3s, and Nintendo had something that nobody had played, and that felt magical to me. Like I was at Disney, but done up with Mario and Bowser and co, because now I'm holding the Wii U gamepad before anybody else. And even though people weren't all that into it, I was so excited about the possibility. Maybe my brain was predicting the Switch because they never fully realized it with the Wii U, but eventually their work in R&D would count. Now fast forward a year later, and my next little sort of favorite part of the Wii U at E3 was that when they announced Mario 3D World, no one was in line. It was so weird. Normally for a game of that stature, a big new tentpole Mario, the line would be out the door. And I walked up to the station and was like, why is no one playing Mario 3D World? I think they were bummed that it wasn't a true successor to Galaxy, but dude, that game is amazing, and I'm so glad I got to play it with nobody behind me and nobody in front of me. What a moment. Number 3 is the amazing Nintendo booth tours. You see, as a pretty prominent Nintendo YouTuber and as a nice guy, like I'm always professional, I always obey the rules, I always try to be kind and compassionate, Nintendo likes me quite a bit. So I always got invited to do these early E3 booth tours. And for Nintendo, a booth tour isn't you get to walk around their booth, it's that they take you to their upstairs, and that is the VIP area where they've got snacks, air conditioning, and all sorts of game stations. You got all the happy-go-lucky Nintendo people ready to showcase the latest, the greatest, all of it. You get to go from station to station. It's like a circus of dreams. You're like, da-da-da-da, Mario Tennis, da-da-da-da, Pokemon, play all the games. So fun, back to back to back, no lines, no waiting, and they're just there to help you have a good time. And one year when they had the puppets of Iwata and Reggie and Miyamoto, I got to see those up close too. I wanted to hold them, was kind of not a thing you were allowed to do, but now they've upgraded the experience to have all the games on one station, or at least that's what they did when I was there last in 2019. So instead of being taken all around, which was kind of fun, honestly, now they've simplified it and all the games are on one system, so they load everything up on the Switch. Like you wanna play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, boom. You wanna play Let's Go Pikachu, bam. You wanna play some new DLC, we gotcha. Indie games, yes, please. It's just such a brilliant and lucky experience. Like I'm super grateful that I've got to go up there so many times and experience all of this awesome Nintendo stuff with such ease and such joy. Number 2 is when I got to meet the man himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. I interviewed him about Breath of the Wild. That was the first time people got to play it. I think it was E3 2016. Yes, that sounds about right before the Switch launched in 2017, and of course Breath of the Wild came along with it, and we just had a great conversation. I got to spend about 35 minutes with him, asking him about game development, his recommendations, his love of Zelda, how the game was shaping up, and then we did the legendary art contest where I showcased my spectacular skills and did battle with someone that can draw Mario, Link, and Yoshi to perfection. It was absolutely unforgettable. It felt like the culmination of my career at that point. Like, I'd loved Nintendo since I was this tall, 4 years old, when my Uncle David gave me my first NES. I put a sticker on it from X-Men to make it mine, and then I beat the Little Mermaid to show that I knew what's up. And now I'm sitting here in the upper floor with Miyamoto. It was truly like, it's just like a chills moment, right? He signed my shoes, we talked, we took a picture. So much fun, love that to death. But honestly, my number 1 E3 moment, better than anything, the biggest one, is just being there at the Nintendo area. I'm telling you, it is like pure Christmas. And I've said that many times, but it's because it's so true. You see the big booth, you see the spectacle, and this is something that really doesn't happen anywhere outside of E3. Now they've got Super Nintendo World over in Japan, and people are obviously enjoying that, but previously, like, there was no way to really experience Nintendo in real life. What are you gonna do? Go get a shirt at Kohl's? Go buy a stuffed animal from Target? That's what you had. But here they built out Luigi's Mansion. Full scale, they built out a Pokemon Stadium. Really big, they showed you the Smash Bros. Items, the weapons, replicas. So freaking cool. They built out Breath of the Wild and Hyrule. Oh, they did New Donk City. It's just, it taps into a certain innocence that's like, wow, this is wonderful. Nintendo is wonderful, games are wonderful. You get to play all the games, you get to see all the sites, you get to share it with people, and they're so happy and they're so nice at Nintendo. They've got joy times a million, and it makes sense because they make some of the happiest and most awe-inspiring, fun, family, but also focused games the world has ever known. So those are my top 5 E3 moments. It is a legendary show, and I hope this year, even though we can't go, is one for the record books. It seems to be shaping up that way with 2021 empty. The rest of the slate is just, who knows? And so I'm very excited to see what they bring. We'll be covering it all. We'll be doing live shows and recaps, and obviously reactions in just about 3 weeks. It is approaching, but so is today's poll. And this one was kind of off the wall. Remember, I post all the polls every evening around 7 p.m., so check in for those on the weekdays and Sunday. Today I asked, would you guys be okay if I posted a few other things? Now, this is kind of a weird question, I suppose, but I've been thinking about maybe just doing some bonus videos on things like Ratchet & Clank on PS5, like games that would fit in the same like sphere of Nintendo. I'm not gonna be out here posting all of a sudden like military shooters, but unless it's on Switch. But 74% of you said go for it. 26% said no, Nintendo Switch only. And I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to say I really do take your feedback and your input so seriously. And I appreciate all of you that participate in these polls, that leave comments, that tweet me, like all that stuff factors into my plans. I'm not one of those YouTubers that just does whatever I want. And some people would say that's bad, some people would say that's good, but I really try to make sure that me and the community, you, are having a great time. I really try to make sure that your wants and your desires, what you want to see, what you're interested in, and what I'm interested in, that they coalesce and form SwitchForce. So thanks so much for being a part of it. I love you guys a lot. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive. Smash that like button. Let me know if you're pumped for E3 in the comments down below. And until next time, thanks again. SwitchForce out.